Hi, this is Lauren from Governor State University's STEAM Camp. Today I'll be showing you how to make a Spiral of Rose origami project. I don't know, I phrased it sort of weird, but I think it'll be a lot of fun. These are always super pretty, and they use a technique that's not really often used in origami, so I think it'll be very interesting to see how this plays out. So in front of me, I have my folding diagram. As a reminder, the red lines, even though it's hard to see in this light, represent mountain folds, and the blue lines represent valley folds. I'll have the folding diagram a little bit bigger in a second. Here we go. And I counted up the mountain and valley folds, and mountain folds equaled 48 folds, and valley folds equaled 24. Just so you know, and I've stated this before, every fold is where a line intersects. So it might seem like I'm counting more folds than there are on the paper, but I assure you I'm not. It's every single time you see a line, if another line touches that line, after that line it's considered a new fold. So, as stated before, there are 48 mountain folds and 24 valley folds. And Maekawa's theorem dictates that in order for an object to be flat foldable, it has to have mountain folds minus valley folds equals plus or minus 2. So in this instance, we have 48 mountain folds and 24 valley folds. So this means that this project is not flat foldable, which I'm sure probably wasn't a surprise when you saw a picture of it, but it's not flat foldable. So let's go on with the instructions. I have my piece of paper out in front of me. Just so you know, I use double-sided paper so it's easier to see what I'm doing. I'm taking that paper, I'm showing it off. It's a nice pinky purple. I'm taking that paper and folding it in half. Creasing it nice and good. Opening that back up and creasing the other side. And I'm creasing the diagonals now. So I open that up and I'm creasing one diagonal side right here. Yeah, you can see I messed up a little bit there. It's all a part of the process. Just mess with it until it looks okay to you. I'm too impatient for perfection, so. And I'm opening that back up. And I'm folding the other diagonal. There we go. And this is the start of what we call a bird base. I'm taking one of those edges and folding it towards the center there. It's sort of hard to see. There you go. It's called a squash fold. I'm just doing it step by step so it's easier to see. So I'm taking that edge, the middle crease, and folding it over. Taking the part where it was the diagonal fold and folding it, and show you the inside of that. There you go, it's 4 separate points. Yeah. And I'm taking the edge where it's like the open side of the paper, I'm taking that edge and folding it towards the middle where we made that crease earlier. And I'm doing the same with the other side. Again, this is the beginnings of a bird base, though we're using it for flowers. And I'm flipping it over. I'm grabbing the edge that has the open side and putting the open side towards the middle crease. Folding that. And doing the same with the other side. Making sure all my creases are good. And I'm taking that top corner and folding it over the pieces that I had folded over earlier. So it creates a nice line, a nice crease for us to open up the folds that we made prior, and it's hard to explain. It might be easier just to watch the video, but opening them up and squashing those two pieces into the middle there. I'll show you what the other side looks like as well. There you go. Yeah, it sort of looks like a bird beak. There you go. And that's one side completed. Just making sure everything's nice and smooth, flipping it over, and doing the same with the other side. There's that line up top that we made earlier by creasing it, and I'm opening this up, making sure it meets that crease up top, and I'm folding the pages into the middle. I know it's hard to see, it's hard for me to explain, no less. You can sort of see there. Yeah, you just might need some poking to make sure it looks okay. Practice makes perfect. Perfection's boring, so. And then I'm folding that back down. Okay, and now we are ready to move on to the main event. So, you can see where I'm pointing that out right there. I'm making a diagonal crease towards the center of that triangle. Yeah, you can see right there, I'm making a diagonal crease. Right there. Perfect. Yeah, it'll rest against the side. Sometimes people will glue that down. I try to stay away from glue when doing origami, and I'm doing that with the rest of the spiky parts. So I'm making a diagonal crease to make the pointy part meet the other side. Making a diagonal crease again. It's sort of got to match the angle of the bottom of the pointy part. There you go. You can see it'll fold flat-ish on the bottom. There. Perfect. And here is where the magic happens. So you can see how they all flat. There's the spiral side. We're almost done with the flower. So I'm twisting that to make it more like flowery. You can wait until the very end to do this. I just like to do this so the petals lie more flat when I'm adjusting them. So I'm folding over the pointy parts into the middle. I do this with all the sides. Yeah, we're just aiming to create a more flower-like shape. There you go. Two sides done. Now for the other two. Folding that. Perfect. And doing the last one. Cool. And I'm flipping that over, and I'll be opening up the slit there, creasing the point part down, and folding the open parts over it. Yeah, this takes some time and effort, and it's okay. Perfect. Yeah, and then I'll create sort of that square thing of the part where the pointy parts won't make your flower not look like a flower. And I'm doing that with the other sides. Opening the slit up and taking the edges up into the middle, and it'll lie flat on the bottom. Doing that with the other ones. Opening the slit up. Securing the pointy parts into the bottom of the flower. Bam, bam. Okay, almost done with the last one. Opening the slit up. Poking the pointy part into the middle. Bam. Alright, so I'm twisting the center a little bit more. There we go. And then I'm just rounding out the edges that we created with the earlier origami to make them more look like petals. So I'm just rounding out all the edges with my finger. Perfect. There we go, we have a spiral rose. I'm just messing with it to make it look more like a rose. Yeah, I really like this one. It's really pretty. I use this for a lot of arts and crafts. If I don't want to run to the store and get like fake flowers or something. Yeah, I like this one a lot. Something I'll make when I'm bored, you know. And then, yeah, I have the lily here as well. We'll be making that in another video. And yeah, it'd be cool to make a bouquet out of these. So if anybody does, it'd be awesome to see. Alright, that's all I have for you. Let me know what you think, and let me know if you have any questions.